Hi, my name is Guillermo Marin, and in this video I will be explaining the Level 1 project displayed on task 4A. This is an statistics project for 11th grade. It has some objectives. Number 1, highlight problems in the school context by asking questions and following the process of descriptive statistics with data gathered. Number 2, to use measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of position, then analysis of results and creation of diagrams with observations taken. 3. To process information with technology resources like Excel, numbers, Google Sheets, etc. Description of the project. Additional to the study and practice of the statistics concepts, the students will be addressing issues that may have some effect in the school context. For this, there is a sequence of activities that students will follow. Creating a survey that includes qualitative and quantitative variables, processing of data obtained, presentation of results, and creation of graphs. Students are required to show all computations to get the results. Methodology. Number one, students were supposed to design questions to be used in the survey, 8 quantitative questions and 2 qualitative questions. Questions will be addressing to one particular issue that could affect community in the school. Number 2, oral explanation of all calculations performed for finding measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of position, and for the creation of graphs. Students are required to show a paper that follows IEEE standards. They needed to show some partial results of their work. Partial 1 was about showing the issue to be addressed and the proposal of questions. In this partial, students needed to do some corrections and several corrections of their work, how the questions are going to be asked, and making sure that questions focused on the issue to be addressed. The second partial, they were supposed to show the frequency distribution of the data gathered and the measures of central tendency of those data. In the partial 3, they were supposed to show measures of dispersion, measures of position, graphs, and some conclusions. For them to know what it is expected in the project, they knew in advance some rubric. This rubric contains all 4 grades of scaling in the school, which is needs for improvement, competent, advanced, and mastery, and some items that we will be covering as teachers. How well are the diagrams? How well is the math language used? What is the results analysis of those data? And what math procedures were used for finding those results? What impact on the students did they have? Well, the most difficult part of the work for the students is related to the creation of the questions to be asked to the school community. It is not easy for them to understand that something that is a problem for one student maybe is not a problem at all for another student. So the first impact on them comes from stopping and thinking on themselves and their own opinions only, but now to keep in mind others' opinions and context. Context includes laws, rules, and the culture of this particular school. Some students found that their issue of research chosen was a common worry among classmates and school community, so they were happy to work on displaying the issue as a school problem. Some others found that their issue is not considered a problem for many of the school, so they focused their work on how to make the problem visible for the rest of the community. Then, when doing the analysis of the project, I found common ground between what students faced in the process and the growth goals that I have chosen for this course. I found that chunking content properly was useful for the students when dealing with information. Students also perceived that there is a component in this. They needed to go back and forth and review small pieces of statistics knowledge, check their understanding, and show competency on them for displaying their comprehension of the information gathered and the results obtained. I also found that elaborating on information is a key part on students' attempt to show mastery of statistics concepts. For instance, the process of creating questions that were not biased but valid enough for their research was a tough but enriching activity for them. Then, by asking questions like the ones I found on this course, what is the meaning of that mean, and what is the meaning of that standard deviation that you found in the context that we are working on? By asking those type of questions, students faced their need of elaborating on information. Of course, by following teachers' examples, some students also try to find unusual topics that could become or represent a problem in the school. This became an interesting task for them to show that issues like including an extra period for them to working in homework during the school schedule was not that easy, or that not having that period of work time was not a problem for some of them. Thank you very much.